en español, tú nos contestarás en inglés. ¿Sí? Lo primero, ¿cómo te sientes aquí en México? Viniste a dar unas cuantas pláticas, hoy una cátedra. Sorry. Viniste a dar unas pláticas hoy en la cátedra, ¿sí? De Julio Cortázar, acá en la Universidad de Guadalajara y con la Comunidad Hebrea de Guadalajara. ¿Cómo te sientes aquí en México?
It was too difficult. What did he say?
אם אתה מרגיש טוב במקסיקו, והקהילה מפה.
Wonderful. I feel really wonderful. Perfecto.
Dime algo. Ayer estuviste con empresarios mexicanos y empresarios israelíes hablando de lo que es la biotecnología, lo que es la biochemistry. ¿Qué les dejas? ¿Qué crees que puede ser esto para un país como México? ¿Cuál crees que puede ser el logro también para Israel? איך את מרגישה שהיית אתמול עם כל האנשים ממקסיקו בשביל שזה יהיה, מה יהיה את ה-achievement for Mexico and for Israel?
What will be the output of this forum?
Yes.
I think there will be something, because there is a lot of goodwill, and on many aspects they have more or less the same way of thinking and the same aims.
You know, I study also biochemistry. In Mexico, the biochemistry is not investigation. We have not so many discoveries, and in Israel you have to investigate. No, I say so, not so many. But we don't see biochemistry or we don't see science like something to import it to the country, to develop the country. How do you think we have to do it here in Mexico to have that progress with this whole story of science?
Really, I don't have a recipe for it, but if you respect science, it works. This is, I think, what works in Israel. There is respect to it, the wish to understand, the wish to know more.
That's a wish from Israel, but that's a wish that we have inherent in our blood in the Jewish people. You know, you see Nobel prizes and you see many youths, and it's something.
Could they do something else?
I don't know.
In diaspora, not so much.
Why?
Because they couldn't buy land, they couldn't become politicians, they couldn't become very high army people. There was one rifle, so they punished him. And they had a lot of restrictions. So they developed what they could: science, medicine, law, teaching.
A lot of that you can do it in Israel. Israel is a country that believes in discovering, to believe in startup. It's a startup nation, like I said. How do you see it? And more in this area that it's biochemistry, that it's genoma, that it's.
Israel has a positive attitude to science, but not everybody, not everywhere.
What does it mean, positive attitude?
The scientist is not unfavorable. In many countries, if somebody says, I'm studying science, what do you do?
That's something curious. Some time
In
ago.
Israel it also happens, but not so much.
That's also something curious. Some time ago, when you saw somebody trying to study science, to be a scientist, it was like that. That doesn't give money. That
Is this a profession?
It is a profession, exactly. And more that, being a woman. How did you start? Because being a woman that wanted to study some years ago, it was like that. You want to study? You want to? Or it was, how was it for you?
I never felt it. I wanted to do something, and if I could, I did it. I didn't get advice from anybody. So.
All right, so you just did it. And tell me something. You're studying the Ribosomas. What is this going to leave the humanity? What is the great achievement of this? Because you know, with that you can discover, you can help many cures, or you can tell us a little bit.
First of all, more knowledge is good for the society. Every piece of knowledge is for society. If it's going to be applicative today or in 200 years, we don't know. But first is the science, the knowledge. In our case, because ribosome is attacked by several antibiotics, actually many of them, half of them, in understanding how they do it, and maybe also understanding how the resistance can help society immediately.
You know, we were just in a place, in a contest, where some guy from Israel won a prize because he discovered something in genetics to, with one proof, have like, you can make a proof with Origen, and you can discover like 37 different diseases just with an app in the cellular. That's something that in Israel has become normal. How do you feel it in Israel? Would you discover it's something normal, or people they get surprised when somebody in Israel gets a Nobel Prize?
And now we have a lot of them.
That's right, man.
Until 10 years ago we didn't have so many, but now we have a lot of them.
What do you think it was the change so Israel can have so many Nobel Prizes?
We matured. It means the universities in Israel, all of them started 60, 70 years ago, so it takes time to create mass and create over the mass people. Just, I think it's more or less the time that science is being taught in Israel.
You have won many prizes, the Nobel Prize, for sure, the Israel Prize, the L'Oreal Prize for Women, and many other prizes. Which one was the one that left you with most a good feeling, or you wanted to win most of it? You didn't want to win it?
The discovery, not the prizes. The prizes, the discovery is something that went into me, into it. It was overwhelming. When we saw the first structure and understood a little bit how things are happening, this was, like, I think, a few weeks, maybe even a few months, I couldn't sleep. I just saw it again and again.
How was it? Because I'm sure many people think that when you get success is because you are on the way and you get success. And I'm sure you have many failures on the way.
Yeah.
It has to be like that, or it just was.
No, it doesn't have to be like this. In our case, because we had many failures, but we went up towards the climax. Slow, with failures, with problems, with advances.
How do you do it when you have a failure and you say, oh, this was not the way, we were not getting anything? How do you go to that? What will be your advice for that?
I could stop, but there are some students around that work on it. I cannot tell them stop because there is a problem. So we have to think how to solve it. This is the way it went.
It has to be only with science, or it has to be a way of life. It's your way of life in everything.
I think so. I don't know.
You have a daughter that is studying genetics also. What is her goal with you? Is working with you?
She's also a doctor, so her goal is to help people.
All right, with genetics. It can be combined with Ribosomas.
Yeah, of course, but then she's combining it with medicine.
What are your medicine? She combined
Internal medicine.
Internal medicine. How do you feel about that with your daughter? Getting your steps?
Well, I think that if I'm ill, I have a good doctor.
And that's a very good idea. That's a very good. And it's family is better. All right, if we speak about family, how was it? When your family discovered that you wanted to study science, we know that not many people like that, more in families. How was in your family?
My father was already dead for a long time, 10 years. And my mother was, whatever I wanted was okay as long as it's not criminal.
All right, and it's criminal to study for many people. Getting with genetics like your daughter and studying the innards of the body, it can be like going against some beliefs. How do you feel that? It has never been a problem with you, or it has been somebody tells you that that cannot be done because it's going against
some people think differently, so they can think. I don't stop their fault.
What will be your greatest moment now? You said you discovered, but from now on.
We want to discover more.
What are you studying for now?
Better antibiotics. We have now a new idea how to do it, and the
All right. What is your beliefs about the origin of life? That can be a...
It's not a belief. Belief, people can believe. We are doing science. It means we are doing experiments, we have results, we have conclusions. There is no belief in it.
Right.
There is only straight thinking.
All right. What is your conclusion about the origin of life? Where do we come from?
We are working on it.
And what are you going to... What are you trying to get? What do you think it's the
I
origin?
don't understand it.
Is there something you can tell us about it? We can, all right, we came from the monkey, we are there from...
No, we are much before the monkey.
All right.
We are before even bacteria.
Even bacteria.
Even before anything.
From an atom, from a big bang, from... What is the origin?
We are after the big bang.
All right, we are getting there, Okay. So, where did we come from?
We think that
Somebody became
there was a before life well, it was mainly made of specific compound that's called RNA, new to do chemistry, and then other chemical compounds came around, like proteins, they made proteins. And from this, the well
It
evolved.
became the ADN, and from that...
DNA was later.
Was later, all right. And that doesn't goes against what is Judaism and say many religions? Or how do you combine that? It can be possible to combine science with religion?
There are many religious people that are scientists. And in my group, the PhD student, that works on it, she is religious.
Just some time ago, the minister of Israel of science was a very religious person. He came to Mexico, so he explained us to that you can combine and you can find the explanation that can give religion and that
it's fantastic. If he believes in it, it's wonderful.
And what do you believe?
I don't believe, I will.
All right. And just to finish, what would you want to leave to the people that have hear you here in Mexico, to the young boys that hear you, that want to study science? All of us want to have, when you are a child, you have a microscope and everything, and suddenly we become other things. We want to become lawyers, technicals, architects, and we leave science. How do we have to teach kids to start to be in science, to keep science, and that science can get you a lot of excitement in your life?
Okay, so maybe I still talk one more word about belief. It does not have, science does not have to fight with belief. Belief is not only how well it was done, because most of the people that say that they believe or they have, like Judaism or any other religion, most of the everyday expression of it are a set of rules. This is a law, this is not a law, the Saturday with that, and so on. So this is a way of life. And there is nothing against this and science or science and this. When it starts to be philosophical, sometimes there are arguments, but this is fine. Arguments that are made on a very high level, a sophisticated philosophical level, I like that. Okay? What shall I take the children?
Before that, you're going to touch something, let me ask you something. Do you believe in God?
Well, this is a very difficult question. What is good?
All right.
Tell me what is good, and I'll tell you if I believe.
All right. For some people, God is something that created the world, that created the human, that has some omnipresence in all the world, and that says what it has to be, and has, for some, has more strict laws than the other, and for others, just a hope and
I believe in the hope. I believe.
All right.
From the whole story, I take the hope.
Your answer. All right. And for the kids?
If they like science, if they are curious.
How to introduce science to the kids? In Mexico, science, I will tell you how it's science. It comes a teacher and says, learn the chemistry table. In the group A, you have hydrogen, you have learn it by tomorrow, you have to learn it by then you have to learn that physics is A plus B is C. That's it. That's science in some schools. Is that the way? How do you
have to teach the teachers.
And the kids, how would you teach somebody, a kid, to learn? How did you learn your daughter to be a scientist? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I told them not to do it.
All right. It's just your daughter, so it has to go against you. Which you will go through you. Thank you very much, Ada.